Hi, this is Terry Kuti of Deep Sea Foundation, and I'm wrapping up my visit and some patient advocacy that I've been doing in San Antonio this week with a friend, fellow breast cancer survivor, and also someone who has had deep flat breast reconstruction, Sandra Leonard. Sandra, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to be here. Sandra, the reason I wanted to interview you today, you've had a very unique experience that I'd like for you to talk to our viewers about. I had skin-sparing, nipple-sparing mastectomy. You did not save your nipples during your reconstruction and your mastectomy. You went to see Vinnie Myers.
I did.
Tell us the story.
When I was diagnosed in 2013, I immediately started researching, and I found out that I was going to need a bilateral mastectomy with deep flat reconstruction, and I was also told by my plastic surgeon that I would lose both nipples, but that they could be reconstructed for me in phase 2. So I was okay with that. I knew that later on I would get tattooing done. Typically that's done in the plastic surgeon's office, or at least at the time that was very customary. And I planned on that, and I knew that I would be choosing a color there and I would be tattooed to finish up the reconstruction. But in the meantime, the end of the year started rolling around after my phase 1 and phase 2, and the tattoo needles for my plastic surgeon's office were back ordered, that they needed to do the tattoos. I was scheduled in December, and they didn't come in by the end of the calendar year to be covered by insurance. So that's okay. It gave me a little more time to think about it and do some research.
Always a good thing.
I found out that a lot of women felt like their tattoos would fade within a couple of years. And so it was my understanding from reading on breastcancer.org, mostly on some of their discussion threads, is that the tattoo ink that tattoo artists use it's a different type of ink, and it does not fade as quickly. So kept seeing the name Vinnie Myers pop up, and I was able to see a blog that he had written that was posted on breastcancer.org. It seems that Vinnie started way back in 2002 doing areola tattoos for breast cancer survivors.
Okay.
It started with just one woman coming into his shop one day and showing him her tattoos that had been done in the surgeon's office, and she was unhappy with them. They were fading
A little
asked
bit.
him if he could make them look better, and he said sure. He's a 3D tattoo artist. And so she was so happy with the results. She went back and told her doctor was thrilled with the results. The doctor started referring his patients to Vinnie, and word just got out about Vinnie. And he began doing so much of it, it pretty much took over his tattoo shop.
Wow.
He became associated with the Restorative Breast Center down in New Orleans with those breast surgeons there, and he still works for them today. Travels all over the country, and became so busy over the last years that he's had to train other tattoo artists. He's had tattoo artists come into him from other parts of the United States, plus his own staff in his own shop are trained, and now they're all doing them.
That speaks volumes.
It does.
Yeah.
Vinnie was doing so much of it, and he missed his other tattoo artistry. So he decided he was going to stop and not do so many of the areola tattoos. That morning that he was going to tell his staff, his sister called and told him she'd been diagnosed with breast cancer, and that he felt like that was a sign that he needed to continue the work he was doing.
I didn't know that.
He was doing such a great service to ladies like us. So he continued, trained his staff so he could get more people in, and has become quite well known within the breast cancer community for his work. We decided, I kept reading about him, talking to my husband about him, and my husband said, if you want to go to Vinnie, we'll go to Vinnie. It never occurred to me to get on a plane and fly across the United States.
So you traveled to go see him.
I did travel. I live in Texas, and he's in Maryland. And so we had friends nearby. They said, come up, spend the weekend with us, see Vinnie. We'll make it a weekend of fun, which is what we did. But his artistry, it was fascinating. My husband was there. He was able to watch the whole thing. Vinnie looked at my skin tone, started mixing all the different colors I never expected to see, and just to get the right tone for me.
Mm-hmm.
He is a 3D artist, and he did shade under the nipple to make it project more.
Mm-hmm.
He also added Montgomery glands, the little white dots that you see on your.
Really gave it some dimension.
Really did. And if most doctors that I see now, and I just had one this morning that did a breast exam for me, said, she said, you just got the most beautiful breast reconstruction, and they can't tell that they're tattoos.
Yeah.
Even doctors can't. So
Yeah.
I was really fortunate to be able to travel to see Vinnie, and it was a great experience, and I'm so glad I did.
So you had a great reconstructive surgeon and a great tattoo artist.
Sure did.
And you're happy.
I'm very happy.
May I share with them that you shared your tattoo work and showed me, so because I was curious?
Yes.
And yeah, it's pretty awesome. And interestingly enough, I just interviewed another tattoo artist up in the Seattle area who was inspired by Vinnie's work and started doing it himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really been an inspiration,
Yes.
not only to patients, but to other tattoo artists. Sandra, thank you for sharing that great story.
You're welcome, Terry.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much.